Welcome to Satchats Live, the Bitcoin podcast where we chat about sats. Sats are the smallest part of a Bitcoin, the same way pennies are the smallest part of a dollar. With Satchats Live, we are building the world's biggest Bitcoin welcome center to serve as your gateway to generational wealth. So if you're brand new to Bitcoin, if you ain't that brand new to Bitcoin, jump in the live chat and chat about sats with us right now. I'm your host, Stuart, Bitcoin Dad.
And I'm your co-host, Chris, founder and CEO of Ithaca Hummus.
Oh, hummus. God, I need to, what's I don't have Michelle's number memorized. It's in the 60s or something like that. Because I need to get his number going because he has changed our show.
He's changed the whole brand. The whole Ithaca, hummus brand.
So today's show, we've got 3 parts for you all. Okay. We're gonna open up with, hey mom, we're gonna open up with our thoughts on number 99, Kristen, the season finale of season 1. Then we're gonna move into our hopes and dreams and thoughts on season 2, some of the things we're looking to accomplish there. And then we're going to move into who wants to be a satillionaire.
Nice precap.
Yeah. So a little bit of, okay. Now for everybody watching, Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire is going to be debuting August 15. So that's 2 weeks from now. And we're going to be helping every one of you get ready to play the game with us. Okay. So that's the plan for today.
It's a multi-step process. Today, we're going to be talking about the game a little bit. Next week, you're going to want to make sure that you're here because in order to be a contestant on the first episode, you're going to need to be there next week to gain entry as a contestant, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk about that more later.
Yes.
Okay.
So let's start off with by the way, shout out to producer Jeremy. It looks like we are on Restream because I just saw Senor's comment pop up right along the bottom of the show. So
we're on Restream.
The production value is going up forever, Laura. That's what Senor Gringo Poppy says about our show. So number 99, Kristen. Chris actually had a great idea. Smash the like button if you've seen Kristen's episode. And if you haven't, we are going to roll that hook for you because it was a bomb hook. And dude, I was thinking, I was up in my head. I was like, man, we need to end the hook with Kristen saying, well, you know which one I'm going to choose. And something happened. I don't know, kids, dishes, whatever. And I didn't text Jeremy about that. And the next day, sure enough,
he had it.
It was already. He was like, "I got it. I got it.
He had done.
I already have it. Have it." Great hook, and it leaves you wondering, like, dude, did she stack the sats? Did she choose the cash? So we're gonna roll that hook for you, and I believe we're gonna be able to get the audio to roll through and all that stuff. Let's hit it.
Roll the clip, Jeremy.
Roll that.
Technical difficulties.
But look at that beautiful, she's so beautiful. Look at that thumbnail.
Yeah.
When love meets Bitcoin. Amazing. And shout out to Jeremy for all these thumbnails. I think he's doing a much better job getting people interested than me trying to,
Well, that's one of the changes.
Paint.
Well, that's one of the big changes that we've made. If you've noticed our thumbnails, we went from look,
it was like I think it was a starter template that Kristen made for us in Canva.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I wanted a central spot for the thumbnail copy, and then like, hey, let's put the host and the guest.
And I think what everyone has to realize is that this is an evolution. It's an incremental process.
Mm-hmm.
So we're always going to be improving, and it's important that we do that without making our initial efforts feel like they weren't good or anything. It's just you learn more. You have more resources, you have more time.
Yeah, we should be upgrading.
Of course.
I mean, there's new versions of Bitcoin that come out.
Always upgrading.
We should be having new versions of Satchats that come out.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, the show we had a great time with it. It was an extended episode. It was
Well,
like an hour and 20.
Stop beating around the bush, okay? The most notable thing about that show is that we all got to see how you've been misrepresenting
Yo.
Kristen's willingness to
Yo.
go into Bitcoin with you. She's been a great partner this whole time.
She really has. And I was like, I actually had to stop the show and like address our satillionaires directly and apologize, because when I step back and think about my personal Bitcoin journey, it actually is Kristen being, neutral to supportive.
Right.
You know what I mean? Neutral to supportive.
Right.
She's kind of like, hey, the retirement account, it's not money we have access to anyways.
Have hopes for it. And I'm not all the way 100% on board, but right now people say our dollar is maybe not the most valuable, but it holds value. And some people say Bitcoin does, but everyone knows.
So yeah, go ahead, and convert that. And, we got some gold coin, we got some stocks, we got some yard sale. Like, oh, here we go. All right, let's see it.
I have hopes for it. I'm not all the way 100% on board, but right now people say our dollar is maybe not the most valuable, but it holds value. And some people say Bitcoin does, but everyone knows about the dollar. Everyone knows how to use the dollar. I know my dollars hold something, whereas Bitcoin, like, who says Bitcoin's anything? You've walked me through it, you've explained it, but at the same time, it's like, well, who made it and why did they get to say this is now money? And I get like people have invested in it, so now like it is legit, but still, why is it value? I just can't quite get it. I mostly agree with you, but I'm just not ready to go all in like you are.
So you get your choice of the Bitcoin or the dollars.
Okay. Well, you know what I'm going to choose.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. No, we don't. And my dad, number 18 dad, he's halfway through the episode as of yesterday, and he's convinced that she's going to choose the cash at the end of the show.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, we've got some satillionaires here in the chat who are congratulating us for the fact that she did stack the sats. So Dad, hope you're not watching this live show.
Yeah.
But she did choose to stack the sats, and it's because she's got hopes for Bitcoin. Who wouldn't hope that you could go from pacing behind on all the metrics to suddenly pacing on track and even ahead? You know what I mean? Who doesn't want to figure out their finances and get on top of them,
Yeah.
It's just we have some more work to do with her, and that's okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's just, straight up, okay? Until I sat down and heard it from Kristen, what I wasn't taking into account was, the facts, right? Kristen has allowed you to take your entire retirement account and put it all into Bitcoin.
And actually, she has a small retirement account from a previous job that she said that I can grab it, roll it into Fidelity, and get a little bit more of the ETF.
Wait, since the episode?
No, for a while. And it's been hanging out Christmas light style.
Oh, God.
Okay, for all you satillionaires out there, last weekend I took our Yuletide lights down off of the gutter of the house. So I'm a big proponent of thinking about things for an incredibly long time without taking any real action. So there's like $4,000 that is kind of hanging out there in the world. And I could go get a little extra. I could get some more paper Bitcoin with that. You know what I mean? So my hope is that by next year, she'll be ready to like memorialize a line item in our budget that says, look, $54 a week, Bitcoin. Right now it's kind of happening because I'm cobbling it together, and we kind of have a little bit of a line item for it, but not all the way.
Well, what's $54 a week times 52 weeks?
It's
like $2,700.
It's not that much.
Okay, yet you've already got access to 4,000.
Yeah, to get it's $2,800, but that's paper Bitcoin, right? That's not like, the Bitcoin ETF is fine. I really don't like that I can't use it as collateral. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted to take my Bitcoin to Ledin, for example, and say, hey, here's my Bitcoin, let me pull some fiat out in order to, you know, start a business or make a down payment, whatever. I don't think you can take your Bitcoin ETF
Yeah, you can.
and use it as collateral.
Yeah, you can go to a bank and you can say, here are my investments.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
It's actually even better.
A basic Bitcoin dad here. I've never even had an asset to actually leverage as collateral,
Yeah.
except for my home. I was able to get a home equity line of credit to do a remodel. So I have a little bit of experience there.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was a great episode. She's gorgeous. You know, she had her hair back just so that you could see the ear on the camera. Yeah. Full ear action there.
So if you have not watched episode 99, not episode 99, number 99, Kristen, Stuart's wife.
Yep.
Go watch it.
Watch it.
Don't want to spoil it, but we left feeling good.
Yes, it was a great finale. I hope that every husband out there who's trying to have a conversation with their wives about Bitcoin can listen to that. And quite frankly, you can do like we had a guy early on in season 1 who is 90% on Bitcoin, and his wife supports that move. And one of the things he did was he would use car rides as like a sneaky way to like put some Bitcoin information out there in the world. And I think that he put the Bitcoin Standard on audiobook during like a long car ride. So if you're in, you know, next time you're in the car with your wife for, you know, an hour and a half, put on number 99 Kristen, because we're on Spotify as well, or YouTube Music. You know, you can listen. It works just as well on audio as it does on video. And you can put that little number out there.
Look, Senor Gringo Poppy just said you should have YOLO'd your home equity line of credit into Bitcoin. What are you doing?
Dude,
remodeling? What,
dude?
What?
To be perfectly honest, those synapses fire often, Senor Gringo. Okay, listen to me, number 95. It's like absolutely, like, why not drop the entirety of my HELOC into Bitcoin? It would be amazing, but I have to be comfortable moving at the pace that we're moving as a family. You know, I can't go bachelor full Bitcoin yeet mode, but I'm hoping that we can get there. And actually, when you watch the episode, it's hard to hear people perfectly in the moment. And I'm, you know, when I'm in this seat, I do all this stuff to try to listen as best I can, right? I don't need the lights blaring in my eyes. I don't need any screens distracting me. I just need to be able to absorb, right? But
you do a great job with that, by the way. You're an awesome listener.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to offset that because we've got to watch your ego. What you're not so good at is you focus on the things that are not going the way that you want, and you don't pay any attention to the things that are. And I can tell that about you because I do the same thing. Yeah. And I think, honestly, anybody who's listening to this can relate to that. It's human nature. Like I heard the other day that like 80% of our thoughts are fear-based.
I was there.
Were you there for that?
Yeah, that old lady said like 70 to 80% of our thoughts are negative thoughts.
Negative thoughts.
And then like 90% of those 70 to 80 are repeat thoughts.
Yeah.
So humanity is like 4 out of 5 times we're locked into this idea that something is not good.
Yeah.
And we're often running back over that same fear, you know, and like kind of creating a
deeper trench.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And you're right, man. I absolutely, whenever I achieve something, I never take a moment to like celebrate the achievement.
We don't have time for that.
And my wife's cousin, who's like this like theater actor type guy, he was like, that's not good for you. And whenever I zero it out, it's like I put it on the scale and then I hit the tear button and the scale goes back to 0.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, this isn't heavy enough. This isn't good enough. So to be fair, Kristen and I have come a long way in our Bitcoin journey. I just want to go further.
Of course you do.
But here's the thing. Multiple times she was indicating, because I went back and as I was editing the episode, there were things she said quickly that I didn't pick up on and we kept talking. She indicated that she has thought multiple times about adopting a Bitcoin standard. And I'm not talking about dollar cost averaging over time. I'm talking about like fully converting from fiat standard to Bitcoin standard, thanks to number 60 Simple Steve's credit card strategy.
Oh, really?
Yes, because you have absolutely every last scrap of money in Bitcoin, locked into Bitcoin, secured in Bitcoin, growing in Bitcoin. And then you use your credit card to do all your purchases. We've got the Disney Chase Visa that absolutely does not have as good of a rewards as like the 5% Amazon Prime card or like the Gemini 4%. But what it does for us is it creates like a little Disney fund, and what
it does for Disney is it locks you into Disney.
Yeah. And what they do too is like, since they have garbage reward points, they give you character meet and greets when you get to the park. And then they're like, oh my God, it's Max Goof. Nobody ever sees Max Goof. Let's go see Max Goof. And like, excuse me, sir, no. Oh.
And then you walk up there, you're like,
and they're like, sir, welcome home.
Yeah.
Go ahead in. Yeah. And then I get to hang out with Max Goof. So anyways, you use the credit card, and then once a month you sell off Satoshis to pay off the credit card. Or maybe you have a fat Bitcoin stack and you use Ledin to get some cash. I don't know. Anyways, it actually sounded like I was just hoping to increase the dollar cost average. And it sounded like she was contemplating a Bitcoin standard, dude.
Senor Gringo Poppy is absolutely dunking on you right now. Disney centralized, bro. What are you doing?
Disney is centralized. Well, what do you mean? They got Florida, they got California, they got Shanghai, they got Tokyo.
Just like the United States has Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, Florida, Texas. Yeah. I got you.
Oh, he says, I spent a lot on new floors, and that could have been like $100 grand now.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Dang.
But to be fair, I can't sell every single chair I have because I'm a Bitcoin dad. I have a wife. I have 2 kids. My kids are tweens turning into teens. The government has created a fiat clown world that means the life that was promised to me and Kristen, which is buy your starter home and then use that to get a bigger home, has been denied because we could not even buy our starter home today, thanks to how much it has appreciated value and the interest rates. We couldn't get a new mortgage. It would triple our monthly payment.
Yeah.
So we can't do what we thought we were going to be able to do, which is to move into a bigger house. We need to remodel the one we're in so that my tweens can turn into teens. And like we needed to repot that plant.
Yeah.
And we needed to do it now. And we couldn't do it the way we thought we were going to be able to do it because of the gouvernement. So anyways, number 99, Kristen, great episode. Tell us what you thought about it in the chat, and our guy Jeremy will get it up on the screen for you all. Disney is centralized.
No, he's already done it. He's done it.
Disney is the bomb, dude. Disney is the bomb. So let's talk about season 2 now. That was season 1, and we're going to be doing some content over the next week to kind of talk about our favorites, all that stuff. Maybe we should say that real quick. Next week's content, Monday through Thursday, is going to be like, hey, Chris's favorite moments from season 1, my favorite moments from season 1, top 5
dad moments.
Top 5 what?
Dad moments.
Yeah, top 5 pre-coiner pitches, So it's going to help us all kind of have that moment. Since we don't celebrate our achievements, we'll take a week to actually do that.
Well, we'll work right through them.
Yeah.
We'll work right on through it. Yeah.
And then August 11 is the premiere of season 2. That's episode number 100. Dean, who has a Stanford economics background and absolutely took us on a journey into like just how messed up that whole thing is. So we'll do that season 2 premiere August 11. And then Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire will premiere August 15th. So let's talk about season 2, some of the things we're trying to achieve there.
Before we do that, really quick, I think my favorite from this week's episodes that we recorded, my favorite line that you had was Bitcoin is what was it? It's infinitely scalable and infinitely. Would say it again?
I said Bitcoin is both scarce and infinite.
Yeah.
Jeez. That blew my mind too.
Yeah.
I'm like,
where'd you hear that? Have you heard that somewhere?
It just, as we were working with Adam, it came to me. It's like, it's scarce and yet infinitely divisible. So actually it's both.
How crazy is that?
Dude, Bitcoin is both verifiably scarce and infinitely divisible, which means we have enough.
Is there anything else like that?
Is there anything else that is scarce and infinite at the same time?
I mean, yeah. I don't think so. Maybe people can sound off in the chat if they know of anything, but is there anything else that's scarce and infinite at the same time? And the fact that Bitcoin is like, why is it valuable? Because it's the only thing in the universe like that. Scarce and infinite.
I mean, people are like, oh, it's digital money. It is a brand new form of computation.
Now, maybe I'm just a dummy and I can't think of like the 100 other things that are like that. What is it? What would it be?
I don't know, dude.
Scarce
I don't know.
And infinite.
Incredible. Bitcoin is the greatest. So for season 2, what are you thinking? What are your hopes? What are we trying to accomplish? What are some of the changes or let's call them upgrades?
Well, if you've watched the season 2 trailer that we dropped yesterday, some of this you will have heard there. But basically, Stuart and I started this podcast in January. And as a part of starting, we talked to a lot of people with podcasts, content creators. We listened to a lot of content that had to do with what's it like to start a YouTube channel? What are the things you should pay attention to? What should you be ready for? And one of the resounding messages that we heard was your first 100 episodes are just about learning.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to learn so much in your first 100 episodes that don't even worry about the results of those episodes. And so we made a decision to get through those 100 episodes as quickly as possible. We filmed them. We published them in about 6 months, which is an insane pace.
Yeah.
And so at the end of those 100, we made the decision, okay, let's cut off that as season 1 and come out with season 2. So that's why we're doing it.
Yeah.
As a part of that change, it brought up a bunch of questions that we kind of sat around as a group and thought about.
Mm-hmm.
We proposed some changes.
Mm-hmm.
We sat around a table. We voted on them. And that's a very clean and happy and nice way of describing what actually happened, which I think was painful for some and felt like a release for others like me. And so let's actually talk about what were the big decisions that we sat around and tried to make as a group? Well, number one, I'll just say, was a supply cut.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it was my perspective. And I went on, YouTube analytics and I downloaded the CSV full master data report. I put it into ChatGPT and I was like, what should we do? What should we do to continue to improve our metrics and our results? And one of the recommendations was, hey, you guys are publishing 5 episodes, long form episodes a week.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. And if you even relate that to Bitcoin, it's like, that is not scarce. That is a lot of supply. So my thought was, let's go from 5 down to 3.
Mm-hmm.
And we voted on that. And we'll tell you the result of the vote in just one second. But what was your perspective on that?
Yeah, my perspective was that we were trying to make ourselves like Bitcoin, right? So, Bitcoin has a supply schedule. In the beginning, every 10 minutes, 50 Bitcoin was just spraying out there. And that's an incredible amount of wealth that people just didn't realize at the time. And Chris and I had this idea that it would be really cool to experiment with a podcast supply schedule. I mean, not a single podcast or YouTube show out there in the world has a supply schedule. They have a publishing schedule. Hey, we're going to go 3 times a week, or we'll publish Mondays and whatever, but they don't have a supply schedule. I don't think a single YouTube show or Bitcoin podcast is like, we are planning on putting out less and less and less and less over time, just like Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, we have a question in the chat here from Praetorian. How do you both see everyday life integrated with Bitcoin 2 epochs from now? And we'll treat that in a second, but 2 epochs from now, we're currently in epoch, I think 5, and then Bitcoin's going to be cut in half in 2028. And then Bitcoin will be cut in half again in 2032. And so he's asked, Praetorian's like, hey, what do you think Bitcoin's going to be like in everyday life between 2032, 2036?
Mm-hmm.
Well, between 2032, 2036, if we stick to our supply schedule, yes, we're blowing out 5 episodes a week. And we were actually doing more. And we were doing short stacks on the weekend. We were going insane, or I was going insane, and y'all were coming along with me. I don't know. But, in 2028, we'll go from 4 sat chats plus Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire each week to 2 sat chats plus Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire. And then in 2032, it'll be 1 sat chats per week and Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire. So for me, it creates I don't know. I think it's a cool experiment, and I think that we can demonstrate how Bitcoin works by doing it with our show. And it's like a long-term educational moment where people may not actually see what we're doing in the beginning, but over time they'll be like, wow, that was a banger of an idea. So,
and you're willing to sacrifice 4 years of your life for someone randomly to be like, wow, that was really cool. That was a banger idea. Cool. That's my problem with it. It's like, that's a 4-year commitment.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of life. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
When who says it has to, couldn't we just do the supply cut after each season of 100 episodes?
Mm-hmm.
But neither here nor there.
Yeah. Cause I think originally it was like, we're going to have when Bitcoin has, and to be fair, when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I can't wait till Chris and I are 80 years old. And it's Sat Chats episode 250 million. And it's the only episode that's going to drop for 18 months, because we have been able to model ourselves after Bitcoin. It's funny because in the story of John Henry versus the machine, I root for the machine, but I also really like John Henry because he tries to almost be machine-like in his human body, and he fails. And I like that. I like that story. So anyways, maybe you guys want to put something in the chat. Do you guys think 5 days a week is too dang much? Or do you think that this idea of, cutting the supply schedule every 4 years is a cool one? Anyways, so we had some data-driven arguments, and then we took a vote, which is we're going to keep rolling. At least for now. And we'll make changes backstage to create more time for ourselves and make things more sustainable. And Chris may need, there may be some periods where Chris is off in a mud bath somewhere trying to recover, and you'll see some other co-host here with me, handling a couple episodes. Because I get it. It's a lot of work. But for me, I feel really comfortable in this seat.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm doing what I want to be doing. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing for the right people.
Mm-hmm.
So this doesn't feel like, to me, it's not like, well, how long can I keep this up?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, this is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. It is fun. I like it. I also want the best results as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Check out this new comment here.
All right. So Senor likes the supply cut. Interesting. You guys may want to integrate a QR code on the live so viewers are able to donate sats to the channel. Nice. I like that. Because I do want to allow Bitcoiners to kind of donate their sats to the next brand new Bitcoiner that we mint on the show. I think there's a lot of Bitcoiners who want to help bring more people on, but orange pilling or orange peeling, as my dad says, is really hard. So it's like, look, man, send your sats to us and we will drive them into our next guest. Yeah. And we'll get this Bitcoin thing. But Praetorian, we didn't really answer your question. You know, your question is, what is Bitcoin going to be like in everyday life between 2032 and 2036? What do you think it's going to be like 2032 to 2036?
I mean, it's hard to imagine specifically what it's going to be like, but I would imagine that, you know, we'll be moving higher and higher up the scale of Bitcoin's, you know, life cycle adoption curve. And I think you're going to be able to pay for more things with Bitcoin. You know, I think you're going to be able to tap to pay with Bitcoin.
Totally.
I think you're going to be able to tap to pay with Bitcoin.
100%.
By then.
Because in my Venmo right now, I pulled up my Venmo last night to donate $2 to another decentralized protocol. And there's a crypto tab. And right at the top is Bitcoin. And it won't, and like PayPal, I think as well, Cash App as well. Like,
I mean, think about if your cost base, like think about if Bitcoin ever, people can't imagine like, why would I spend my Bitcoin? Well, if it dips below your cost basis, right? Then you're like, I'll pay Bitcoin right now versus dollars. Does that make sense?
I think if it dips below your cost basis, then you would probably pay with the dollars you have.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Right.
Yeah. And if it's above your cost basis, you're like, it's Bitcoin.
Yeah. It's like, do I want this at a discount or do I want to pay full fiat price?
Right.
I want it at a discount.
Right.
Because I put my money in earlier and I can get more. So Praetorian, I think that we will have tap to pay with your Bitcoin. I think it'll be powered by the Lightning Network. And or something. I think Liquid is another option that I've learned about recently. But I think everyone who wants access to Bitcoin will be able to get it easily without having to do what the early adopters did when it was really, you know, difficult. Chris and I, we're part of, you know, we're the class of 2024 where it's like, okay, we need to learn about wallets. We need to learn about seed phrases. We need to learn about cold storage. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are just like, they're not going to be, it'll be okay to just have units in their Cash App or their Venmo. And, you know, maybe that freedom go up or that self-sovereignty, like they may not have that message, you know?
Right.
And the same way early Bitcoiners feel like suit coiners have a different approach to Bitcoin, we may feel like, you know, the everyday user, they're not focusing on that. I don't know. But I think it will be everywhere. And I think it will be tap to pay. I don't think it will have replaced all currency at that point. But I also think by 2032 to 2036, it's going to be $1 million. It's going to be $1 million minimum. And actually, what year is it? 2025?
Right.
So 2032, I mean, Michael Saylor has it going to 21 million in 21 years. So
yeah,
it'll be somewhere between 100K and 21 million at that point.
Yeah,
could be $1 million, could be 2 million.
Well, so, if we apply his 30% ARR to today's price, you know, we could back into where he thinks it would be at that specific year. However, I think that's over like a 20-year period.
Yeah,
it is. So I would imagine that the trajectory of the growth slows down. So in the early years, it might be actually, you know, 40%, 50%, and as it'll slow down year over year. But anyway, what was another change that we talked about? So that the supply cut was the most dramatic. It was the one that we really had to wrestle with the most. But another big change was we decided that we would niche down even further on our target audience.
Yeah.
And this is something that I am obsessed with is, you know, as a brand, you're building a business that is a brand effectively. What are you and who are you for? And what are you doing for that audience? And when I feel like the more you know that, the better decisions you make on behalf of that consumer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think brands exist to provide consumers with what they're looking for, solve a problem for them. And so for season 1, our target audience was Bitcoiners, was pre-coiners. And we've been having this discussion of how we niche that down. And my idea months ago was, well, if we want to go after pre-coiners and we want to orange pill the world and we want to do that one person at a time, then let's select the hardest possible demographic to orange pill.
Mm-hmm.
And my assumption was, that would be like
basically our wives,
younger. Yeah. Our wives,
millennial women,
millennial women.
And we went on a 50 episode march through so many ladies.
Yeah.
So many ladies.
So we did, in a way, test out that thesis a little bit. We tried it on. And by the end of that, our Anna Bevan, our chief of stuff, was like, well, what if you actually focused on who you guys are? What if you focus on other people that look like Stuart and Chris?
Mm-hmm.
And if you could just rewind time to like 2 years ago, before you guys discovered Bitcoin for yourselves.
Yeah.
What were you thinking? What were you feeling? And how can you go out and find more people like that? Because you've been on that journey already. And so we decided to niche down to this millennial dad target audience.
Mm-hmm.
And so you'll see a lot of changes in season 2 that reflect that.
Yeah, and one of them is I now introduce myself as Stuart Bitcoin Dad instead of Stuart Bitcoin Maxi, who wears prescription sunglasses to protect you and your loved ones from my Bitcoin laser eyes.
Yeah.
And hey, I got the supply schedule. Chris got the niche down. So we did some horse trading last week, and I feel good about it. I mean, 2 years ago, I guess when I came into Bitcoin, I had some like polished journalistic types. I had some financial kind of heady, tough learning curve types. And I had some like just full on crypto bros.
Mm-hmm.
And at no point did I have 2 Bitcoin dads who were able to sit me down and say, all right, man, you're working harder and harder and harder to provide less and less and less for your family. You're carrying this burden. You're not quite sure how you're going to pay for weddings, college, retirement, everything. Well, and your only option, you're like, do I just work until I die? Do I somehow get a higher salary? Like, do I stay active in the job market? And like, a lot of people just want to work a job they love, make a decent living and retire decently. And we're here to say, hey man, just make the switch. Just switch from dollars to Bitcoin, and all your hard work will start going somewhere. It'll start adding up. And I think that's a good message for dads. And my hope is that everyone will be able to resonate with that message.
Caretakers and providers of any kind. And we're not taking anything away from millennial women or single moms or people who are taking care of their grandparents. Like anyone who's in a position where they feel responsibility to provide for the well-being of other people.
Mm-hmm.
This is who we're speaking to, but specifically because Stuart and I are millennial dads, that's who we believe we will relate to the most. And honestly, when I think of who is that person out there who's most likely to be having those feelings of, man, I've got a big hill to climb here over the next 30, 40 years, and I don't know if I can do it. It's the young dad who feels that weight and that pressure of, I've got to provide for my family and I'm not sure how I'm going to make it all work. So
yeah, honestly, if I go back, 12, 13 years when my son was born, I had like a provider crisis. I actually convinced myself that I would need to focus so exclusively on providing for my brand new son that I didn't have time for hair, and I shaved off the hair on my head.
That's the kind of thing that I want people to hear, because whether or not they have had that same exact psychotic thought as you, I mean, some of the solutions that you come up with, nailed it, right? Some of the stuff that you come up with is totally off the wall.
Yeah.
But somehow, like, we can all kind of relate to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same neural pathway.
Yeah, dude's like, I don't even have time for hair. I gotta get this
Yours
off
just
my
leads
head.
to some crazy places. It's the same neural pathway.
I wonder how I would have thought if I already had a nice, clean Bitcoin stack, building up, and I was dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin, and I knew for a fact we were going to be okay.
Mhm.
I probably, and look, the hair hasn't come back. I continue to, I can grow a full head of hair, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And I've had huge amounts of hair in the past. I'm still shaving that sucker off to this day. Cause I'm like, dude, I ain't got time for that. I got to provide for my family. We'll see. We'll stack. My mom, by the way, she wants me to grow my hair out. And whenever it's been like a couple of weeks between hair, she's like, are you growing your hair out? I'm like, no, Mom, I'm not. But maybe if I stack enough sats, I'll be able to grow my hair out, Mom. What do you think?
All right. Well, we're saving the best for last for you all today. And we're going to talk about our brand new game show this Friday live. Prove it. This Friday live is going to turn into the most exciting Bitcoin game show that's ever existed.
I think it could become the top piece of Bitcoin entertainment.
I do too. And our producer and our whole team has been working hard to prep for this.
Yeah.
So that we have a fairly polished product for you starting on August 11th.
15th. So season 2 starts August 11 with number 100 Dean. And then that Friday, August 15th, we are going to be playing Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire. Mom's in the cat. Yes to the hair stew.
Yeah. Yeah, you got my vote.
The hair migrated from the head to the face. You see, it's a journey. Every dad goes on a journey of having the hair, move down their body. So last week I had actually Mom, she was my co-host. We talked about watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire when we were younger. And, you want to guess the answers yourself as number one, you want to go on and try to get your shot at $1 million. You also want to watch the show to see if you can answer the question. And Mom pointed out that you also watch the show to see the guy get wrecked on the first question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dummy.
And just absolutely get just get chewed up by the machine and spit back out. You're like, oh, that hurt.
Go sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we want to transpose that and just like we're advocating people do in their real lives, we just want to switch from dollars over to sats. So it's not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, it's Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire. Okay. So since last week, when we kind of announced this initially, we've been doing a lot of work on it. And we've been trying to figure out, well, how can we operate this game? Because we want to play with you. We want to play with our satillionaires wherever you are. And that means we need to find a way to pull you out of the chat into a virtual space where you can then appear on the screen with us.
Yep.
And play the game with us. And if you get wrecked on the second or third question, we need the next player to come in and keep rolling because nobody wants to sit around while we try to figure out how to bring the next person on. So we've been thinking about all this stuff, and maybe we can show some of it to you now. So our, JB Love, he's got some digital assets to share on the screen here. And I think what was the first one, Jeremy? Okay. Fiat and nation state are other names for. I guess this is going to be one of the questions here. My mom's saying he can grow Norse god hair. I can. There's photos of me, having braided hair. So look at this. So here's this concept here. It's going to look very familiar here. Fiat and nation state are other names for government, currency, laws, 90s alt bands. All right. So let's imagine you're playing this game and you don't know that I think the correct answer, it looks like, is C, right? If you're like, dude, this is too hard, I'm about to get knocked out, we're going to have lifelines as well, right? Now, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? They had phone a friend, ask the audience, and 50-50. Our phone a friend is going to be basically like ask the chat, right? Or chat about sats or something, where our chat room is going to be able to help the contestant by, you guys are going to be typing in the answer that you think it is. Or no. We have a poll. We have the ability to put a poll into the chat, and then all of you in the chat pick the answer that you think is the right answer. And then it creates like a little bar chart or something in real time so that the player can see the answer. Then we have, so there was phone a friend, there was 50-50, and what was the other one? Ask the audience. Okay, so phone a friend. What were we going to call?
And call somebody.
Yeah, but we had a cool peer-to-peer. It's called peer-to-peer, right? So the phone a friend, we're rebranding that peer-to-peer. And yeah, you'll pick up the phone and call someone for help. But then the 50-50 that they had, where they would eliminate two wrong answers, we're going to call that the halving. So we love our Bitcoin branding here. So let's say you're like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and crack the halving. Let's see what that looks like.
Wait a second. Fiat and nation state. This question doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's okay. This is just an example.
You can blame the producer. You can blame the producer.
Fiat and nation state paper.
Yeah, or
is that what we
or maybe fiat and nation state come before this start, whatever. Obviously we're going to be making questions over the next week or two, but this is just an example of what it looks like. Chris is like, we're done. We're not doing this game anymore.
Yeah, already.
So you can see it gets cut in half there. So you got your halving. And by the way, for all of you who have already gotten this, we're trying to make the answer bubbles look like little orange pills. Can you see that? It's pill shaped. It's got two sections. Part of it's orange. So I like that branding and that theme. And then did we have something else to show them, Jeremy? Wasn't there a third thing? So then the answer, the current, okay, there you go. So that's an example of how we're going to play. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're obviously going to be, that question was made by producer Jeremy. I will be creating the questions for us, and it's going to be maybe a little bit clearer than that, but you get the idea.
Let's talk about next steps here, because, a round of applause, very creative, very fun. What are we doing next week?
Chris is so he's always focused on what's the value here. I just want to chat, y'all. Okay. Look, we made some mock-ups. I'm ready to accept my reward.
Yeah.
Y'all.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Congratulations. It's very
Can you
fun.
pat me on the back
creative,
real quick?
Very
Appreciate
nice.
that,
okay.
dude. Because by the way,
Let's
actually
focus
said
on
earlier,
the execution here.
We just said earlier that we never stop to celebrate our achievements. We only want to know what's next. But to your point, the biggest thing that you guys need to know about Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire is that you must be publicly subscribed in order to play the game. This is just like when, Mr. Beast rolls up to you on the sidewalk and is like, do you want a free trip to Asia? And you're like, yes. And then he's like, pull out your phone and show me that you're already subscribed to our show. Mm-hmm. And if you're not, you don't get to go on the trip. Mm-hmm. So next week, we're going to be putting, I'm going to have a very special co-host next week, okay, while Chris is away from the studio. And my co-host and I, we're going to put 5 of these questions out to you. And whoever answers it first in the chat will become our player. And we're trying to get 5 players lined up, so that when we play, the 5 of you will be kind of backstage with us in case the first player, doesn't make it, player number 2 rolls up, player number 3. So you're going to get the answer right. And then we're going to say, okay, let's say Senor Gringo gets it right. Or maybe James, he's our current reigning champion. Let's say James gets the first question right. Then we'll go into YouTube Studio and we'll see whether James is publicly subscribed, because I wish YouTube would show us all our subscribers, but they only show us the ones that have said, yes, you can see that I'm subscribed to you. So it's a little clunky, but you have to go into your settings and say, show my subscriptions, right? And we have a video on our page that shows you how to do that from back when we were doing the Million Sats giveaway. You need to do that so that we can say, okay, you're publicly subscribed already. That means you're going to come play on the show.
How much are we giving away if somebody makes it the distance?
1 million sats.
1 million sats.
1 million sats.
And how many questions will they have to work through to get to 1 million?
15.
15 questions.
Yep.
And at after how many do they hit their safe tier?
I think they lock in at question 5 and question 10.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it's going to be easy, medium, hard.
Yep.
And it's going to start off with some good, clean Bitcoin, questions. Then you're going to get some harder Bitcoin questions and some easy satchats trivia. And then if you want the million sats, you need to have watched our show. Like, it's going to be some satchats trivia that's going to melt your brain because we want it to be hard to win, like American Ninja Warrior.
Now, what happens if a question makes it into the show that doesn't make any sense? Do we just immediately do they just win the million sats?
We take the team out back, firing squad.
Yeah,
that's it. That's what Chris would do. It's like, all right, line them up. Y'all line up. Line up right now, dude. How dare you? How dare this not be perfect? Okay. There's going to be we're going to mess up on live. I guarantee we are going to mess up. Okay.
Yeah.
But we're looking for progress, not perfection. And the Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire that debuts August 15 is not going to look anything like the Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire 1 year from now, period. So you guys found us at the beginning. Subscribe to SatChats, go into your settings and make sure your subscription is public and start watching SatChats now, because next week is your chance to come to be, what if you're the very first contestant to ever play this game? That's pretty historic, if you ask me. So one other thing, James is ready to go. And James, put your, I still owe you 99 Satoshis. If you have a Lightning address, put it in the chat for us and we will get you squared up now so that I don't have that debt hanging over my head. But James is ready to go. He wants to be our first player on the show. And I think we're going to do something too, by the way, because we recognize we're going to be playing in the computer age. And you might be able to get some of the early answers just by using the internet, right? So I think we're going to start off by giving you 21 seconds to answer each of the first 5 questions. Like, there's going to be a 21-second countdown timer for question 1 and for question 2, question 3, right? Because 21, guys, y'all know about 21. And then the middle tier, I think you're going to have like 14 seconds. And then the top tier, you're going to have 7 seconds. That's what we're thinking right now.
Whoa.
So that you can't be like, hang on, let me somehow find the answer to this. We need to find, it's not like Regis can sit you down in a studio where it's 2006 and you don't have like a smartphone in your pocket. You know what I mean? But we're trying to play virtually with people that have the internet at their disposal. So we got to ramp up the difficulty.
Can we film the firing squad?
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll do POV. POV, you disappointed Chris. And
through my meta glasses.
Exactly.
Heck
exactly.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, let's take a vote later.
That should be building the business. That's part of our building the business pillar right there. Is,
content pillar?
Yeah. When you make a wrong question. So
what did you say the other day about dad? Like put your
hands on the counter and stick your butt out. That's what it's going to do, man. Chris is going to be like, all right, what was that question, Jeremy? Put your hands on the counter and stick your butt out.
That didn't make any sense.
Well, so that you can get prepared to get spanked.
SWATs are back.
SWATs?
Never heard of that?
Mm-mm.
That's what they used to call them in school. SWATs. You would get swatted.
That means spanking?
Yeah.
They're calling them SWATs now?
Yep.
Oh my God.
My
SWATs are back in school?
Well,
a teacher can swat you?
Well, one of my buddies' dads told me a story once, and he said that they took swatting away, and this was down in Texas.
Yeah.
They took it away for a period of time. And then one day, like the school was like, the temperature was rising and everybody was starting to act up, and the principal came over the PA. He was like, did the whole morning announcement, and then at the very end, he was like, "Oh, by the way, SWATs are back." Just to kind of cool things down a little bit.
All right, so I've got my guy, and I think I think your name is TIU, right? It's like Tio. I would love to know how to pronounce your name, but he says I subscribed a month ago. I didn't realize that I had mine private. So yeah, absolutely make sure your subscription is public. One more change that we didn't really go over before we close up the show about season 2 is that we're setting a new milestone for the Sats giveaway.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you guys know that we went on a push to 1,000 subscribers, and then we drew one of you out of the hat. We spun the great big wheel here on our second live show, and we gave 1 million sats away. And then we set a new goal, which is 10 million sats when we reach 100,000 subscribers. That giveaway is still active. And if for some reason the gods of YouTube see fit to bless us for our work and recognize that every single Bitcoiner on YouTube would love to see our show, and that many pre-coiners would benefit from seeing our show, and we just rocket up to 100,000 subscribers tomorrow, we will give away 10 million Satoshis. But, as a Bitcoin dad, when I hand an apple to my son, he nibbles around the core and sets it down. But when I slice the apple up, he eats the whole thing. So we're going to slice it up, okay? Our new goal for season 2 is help us get to 10,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
And when we get to 10,000 subscribers, we will select one from among you, so long as you're publicly subscribed, and we will drop 2 million sats on your head, okay? So the new giveaway is 10 for 2. Yeah. Your YouTube screen name is ISO. But when I click on your YouTube page and I go to your page, ISO, your first name is TIU, I think, right? Like you have your name. Whenever somebody comments on our show, I don't want to call them by their screen name if I can click on their channel page and see, oh, their name's Robert. Their YouTube name might be, Ice Cream Man 25, but I click on there and it says Robert P. I'm like, okay, now I want to call you by your name. Like, hey, Robert, it's Stuart here, right?
Yeah.
But ISO, when I click on your name, I get like a first name, and I think it's like TU or TO or something. So, anyways, that's the show for today.
No. One.
I'm gonna go up. I'm getting firing squad.
Put your hands on the counter. Stick your butt.
I'm sorry. Here we go. Show's not over, guys.
What is the biggest announcement? You love the Socratic method, right?
Yes.
What's the biggest announcement that we have to make about the live show starting on August 15th? That if people don't know about, they're gonna.
Oh boy. Okay. Great job. Let me celebrate you for achieving the remembering of that thing. Okay.
I'm ready to accept my reward.
Yes, dude. So we've been going live at 10 a.m.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And we are going Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire? We are going to be shifting to 11 a.m. Okay. So Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire will be going live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're bumping up an hour, and that way, maybe you're a little bit more awake. It's closer to the lunch hour. It might be a little bit easier for you to remember that we're going live.
Just 2 1s. 1 1.
Just 2 1s.
Yeah,
1 1.
Easy.
There it
it's
is.
Easy.
So let's recap the entire show real quick for everyone.
Ooh.
Okay, because we covered a lot. Number 1. Go watch number 99, Kristen, if you have not already. Blow up my wife's show so that she can feel good about coming on. And, let's take her to the most viewed episode, our season finale. Okay. We also talked about season 2. We're going to continue along Monday through Friday. We are going to focus on Bitcoin dads. We are going to change up our giveaway so that now we want to reach 10,000 subscribers in exchange for 2 million Satoshis. And we are going to be flipping our live show over from, a live chat about sats to a game show. And it's going to go from 10 a.m. Now we're going to start at 11 a.m. So next week will be the last show like this. And it'll come on at 10 a.m. and it'll be just like you guys know. But August 11, season 2 premieres. August 15, Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire? And I think that you just need to make sure you're subscribed publicly. And that's it.
Now, also go through and like every single one of our episodes. Share every single one. I'm sitting here looking at this like right here. And
Yeah,
share right here.
Let me refresh though, because YouTube doesn't refresh that in real time. So if I reload this page, we got 5 likes. We got 5 likes.
5 likes. That's great.
And we got 13 watching. So you 8 that are watching, smash the like button for me. And there's a Twitter audience as well. Dang. What's up, Twitter?
That's new this week.
We got Bitcoin Twitter in the house.
We're gonna add Rumble.
Yeah. We're gonna be, and maybe even Twitch. We're gonna be multi-platform.
LinkedIn Live.
LinkedIn. We're gonna add Chris's glasses. We're gonna have a live POV, you're Chris, and you can look through his glasses. And when we mess something up, it'll start to get red through there.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, and like Chris's temperature meter will be going.
His health is going down.
We're gonna connect your watch to your glasses, and like when your heartbeat goes up, they're like, yeah, Chris is gonna boil over.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think we are okay. So James, send your Lightning address to show@satchats.com. Okay. Send your Lightning address to show@satchats.com. I'll take care of you myself.
With a picture of your license, so we know it's you.
True.
Remember, who was that?
Well, yeah, some guy tried to fake that he was the Million Sats winner.
Just kidding.
But ultimately, yeah, I have some ways to verify that you are who you are. So it's all good.
Okay.
So tune in next week at 10 a.m. for your shot to be the first contestant on Who Wants to Be a Satillionaire. Smash the like. Smash the subscribe, smash the bell so that you get notified when we post something new. Start boning up on the show, okay? You have episodes 0 through 99.
Boning up?
Boning up. Yeah, not boning the show. Start boning up on the show.
What's boning up mean?
That means like start learning about the show. Like
boning up. Okay.
Hit the books, because the trivia from the middle section into the final section, it could come from any of 100 episodes. Okay. So put that playlist on, start making it happen. Get it going up there. So anyways, that's our show for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to help us mint the next brand new Bitcoiner, you can send your sats through the Lightning Network to satchats@getalby.com. You can also go to satchats.com and sign up to grab your slot in the studio today. Quite frankly, coming in and sharing your story with our pre-coiners, with our pre-coiner dads who are still, looking at their lawns, scratching their heads. That might be the best thing that you can do, is to come on the show and share your story. If you are a sponsor, you can reach me, show@satchats.com, and we will talk about what it takes to get your company in front of our, I would like to say, fiercely loyal, core of satillionaires who are watching us and supporting us. And that's that, I think, right?
One last thing, just as a note, and Jeremy, keep the camera on Stuart for this. Stuart, sit up real straight and sit still. Okay. As soon as this comes over here, I am going to make a video note that while I'm out next week, okay? See the big.
He hates it. He hates it.
See that? You're blocking the 98.
Dude, I'm blocking my own proof of work.
You're blocking your own proof of work.
Dude.
We got to get the numbers on top.
Yeah.
You got to spread it out. Your shoulders have gotten broader, I guess. You used to be like a little pine needle.
It's the Bitcoin. Bitcoin gives you muscles.
You've been gaining. So we got to get that.
My butt cheeks are I won't be able to sit down tomorrow after we're done. after we're done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put my hands on this table, stick my butt out.
Yeah.
So we will fix this Bitcoin Lite, and we might put some other things there so we can break things up. But it's been a good show. So, all right, that's it for us. It's time for us to go have
lunch with our wives.
Let's go. Yes, we love our wives.
It's time for me to say, pretty good job today.
Pretty good job. You guys did really. You did
decent.
You did okay. You did okay. Yeah. We need a horn that's like beep 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 beep.
Yeah, that was too loud.
The horns were too enthusiastic.
Too enthusiastic.
All right, satchats live is for educational purposes only and should not be construed as financial advice. Also, Chris's constant desire to make things better. Okay, it's something we should all share. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. We'll see you Monday for some best of season 1 content.
Thank you.